I came across a very interesting article written by Rabbi Zushe Silberstein, I think from Australia. I noticed it on Chabad.org. And I think it's a very timely, very relevant, very important message. And therefore I want to share it with you. In fact, I'm actually going to read it to you verbatim. He titles it, a little bit of a tough title, but he calls it, I Have Sinned. And this is what he writes. There's an elderly gentleman who lives not far from us. While not officially a member of our congregation, he comes to our synagogue every Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur on the high holidays, and to say Kaddish when he needs to say for a parent yahrzeit. I visit his home on an irregular basis, and I've always found him amusing, conversationalist, and very pleasant company. So Rabbi Greenbaum continues, just last week, I met him in the local supermarket and was shocked in the drastic change in him since I'd seen him last. He'd lost a lot of weight and was clearly lacking in energy. I came upon him, he was already halfway down the aisle, perched on the seat attached to his walker and trying to catch his breath. Of course, I stopped to chat and express my concern about his obvious health issues. Turns out, Rabbi Greenbaum says, that he had a heart attack a few months back and had been in and out of the hospitals ever since, with ongoing complications. Thankfully, thank God, he was now on the mend. Yet his doctors were warning that it would take him a long time till he could expect to be back to anything like full health. I felt awful. He'd been struggling for months all on his own, and I've done nothing for him. I tried to stammer out an apology, says Rabbi Greenberg, but he waved away my regrets. Rabbi, it's not your fault. You didn't know. I didn't tell anyone other than my immediate family because I didn't want to make a fuss. And in fact, I didn't want anybody to know. Obviously, says Rabbi Greenbaum, now that I know I'll be more proactive in the future and make a point of stopping by regularly with some chicken soup and good cheer. But I wonder, am I really blameless for having abandoned him in his time of need? True, I didn't know, but I hadn't exactly made much of an effort to keep tabs on him in the first place. And Rabbi Greenbaum brings in the story of the parasha of this week. When the prophet Bilam, he was traveling to Moab to curse the Jewish nation at the behest of the king of Balak. On his way, he was confronted by a fiery angel, a godly angel, blocking his path. Bilam didn't see the angel, but his donkey saw the threat, and stopped in time. At first, Bilam remained oblivious and began to strike the animal, urging him on. Finally, the angel revealed himself to the great prophet Bilam. And then Bilam realized that in fact his donkey had just saved his life. And here we find an interesting conversation between the angel and Bilam. The angel asked him, why have you been hitting? And he responds, Vayomer Bilam el Malach Hashem, and Bilam said to the angel of God, Chatasi, I sinned. Why ki lo yadati? I didn't know that you're standing here in front of me. I've sinned. I didn't know. So he brings over here an interesting thought of Reb Chaim of Sanz, and he asked the following question. Why did Bilam say, I have sinned? He could have just said, I didn't know. I was mistaken. But why is the fact that he didn't know considered a sin? So the Sanzer of Reb Chaim says, not knowing or not taking the trouble to find out is a sin, especially for a prophet and a leader like Bilam. Ignorance is no excuse for a rabbi or other public official. When someone is placed in a position of responsibility, he's expected to make it his business to discover all the needs of his constituents. I am this man's rabbi, says Rabbi Grimbaum, and I should have more proactive about keeping tabs on him. Had I cared enough, I would have found a way, and just because he wasn't asking doesn't excuse me from trying to help. So friends, not knowing is not an excuse. We know a lot of people around us are suffering. Let's make it our business to find out who needs that help. And with this proactive Avas Yisrael, we will certainly merit to have the Geula right now. I want to say thank you to Rabbi Greenbaum to be so honest and share this with us.